On this day in 1776, Colonel John Nixon gave the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence outside the State House, now Independence Hall in Philadelphia. 250 years later, Sibley County took part in a nationwide commemoration of that historic event. Kate Jones has the story.
It's the 250th. How great!
Residents of Sibley County are continuing their patriotic celebrations by commemorating the first reading of the Declaration of Independence 250 years ago. 6 county officials took part in reading the Declaration out loud for a crowd of over 50 residents. Gaylord Mayor Don Krasinski read the opening lines of the document.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
She was followed by 4 other officials, with Sibley County attorney reading the concluding lines of the Declaration.
That these united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved.
Attendees ranged from toddlers to retired folks and included military servicemen. They were impressed by the turnout and overall happy to witness the reading.
It's kind of a unique opportunity, and they aren't doing it everywhere. So we're lucky that we get to participate or to be in the audience for it.
Over 750 locations around the world participated in the synchronized reading of the document aloud, all at the same time today. There were less than 10 locations here in Minnesota. From Sibley County, Kate Jones, KEYC News Now.
Attendees say an event like this is a good way to promote community unity, and many spent time afterwards connecting with neighbors.